leaped into, I dove into a pile of I swam through
Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's afternoon's performance of Quartet. It seems like nighttime now. This afternoon's performance of Quartet. I'm glad to see you all here today. A few things you need to know. Number one, you need to turn off your cell phones if you have cell phones. Turn them off. The worst thing that can happen is if your cell phone goes off during a show. So please make sure they're off. If the light comes on, it's disturbing. And if the noise comes on before you get a call, that really breaks up our actors. We even had one of those the last time I did a show. The phone went on. Lady actually answered. Oh my gosh. Yes, I know. Well,
that happened in church.
no, please don't. We can go over and ask her to. So after the cell phones, we got to worry about exits, emergency exits. The entrance you came in, of course, is an exit also, and there's an exit over here on the side. On the side, there's an exit that goes right to the back, all the way out the back door. Actors will be running out the back, and so will you in an emergency situation. They will be in front of you, of course. And if you go out this side, you're going to see the two bathrooms for the people who have been here before. Two bathrooms, they are co-ed, so male or female can use either one of those bathrooms at any time, but not together. The next thing you need to know is about, let's see, smoking. Smoking is not permitted in the theater, of course. It is permitted outside on the streets. So you can go outside onto the street, on the sidewalk, just move away from the entrance to the theater so that we don't have the smoke coming in and disturbing everybody else. If you'd like to sign up for emails or information, we have a book in the back. All you do is put your email address, and every month you will receive an email telling you about the current show. Not only will it tell you about the current show, but if there's any specials or offers that we are doing that month for specialty, that will also be in these emails that you will receive. So we will know what was going on or what will be going on this month, the next month, and next month after that. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. This month, of course, we have Quartet. It runs for one more weekend, so if you enjoy the show, please tell your friends and tell them they can come next Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night. Next weekend, we close on Saturday night. Let's see, the show coming up in December is Hostages for the Holidays. Hostages for the Holidays. So that's your Christmas show this year. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be a very funny comedy. We hope you all come back to see that. And in January, on the New Year's Eve show that we have, it's the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged. So that's running the whole month of January and on New Year's Eve. And what you will see is all 37 plays by William Shakespeare in about less than 2 hours. So if you've ever liked Shakespeare and like to sit there and fall asleep watching Shakespeare and not know what's going on, that will not happen to you during this show. Because it's a comedy, it's a fast-paced show, and they do all 37 works. And you just pick up, oh, that's from that, that's from that, that's from that. It's really good. You'll enjoy that. So that's 2 upcoming shows we have. Other things to know is our new website is First Avenue Playhouse, but it has a .org after it instead of .com. You can still go to .com, it'll send you to .org. And it's a brand new website, it's beautiful, you want to take a look at it. It's got all the information on it that you want and need to come to First Avenue Playhouse. Where you can find us, you can Google us, you can go to Twitter and Facebook and TripAdvisor. If you go on TripAdvisor, you hit our TripAdvisor site, and there you see First Avenue Playhouse, the #1 dinner theater in Atlantic Highlands. Can you believe it? So if you like it, go on TripAdvisor, write a nice little message for us, and then we'll answer you and say how wonderful you are, because you are wonderful people. Okay, so tonight you are going. I did it again, didn't it? This afternoon. This afternoon you are going to see Quartet. Right now. Thank you very much.
Oh
must tell you, Sissy, in all honesty, I think you have the most beautiful tits I have ever seen. You know what I'd like to do to you? I'd like to take you by surprise as you're bending over to fix your surgical stockings. Oh, you like that?
Do stop it, Will. The joke is wearing very thin.
Which is more than we can say for Sissy. You were always a bit of a goer, weren't you, Sissy? From my observations throughout all the years, I'd say that rough trade was your strong. Am I right?
Please, Wilfred, I have asked politely.
Stagehands and electricians were your fancy. You weren't too keen on your fellow artistes. You weren't too keen on me or Reg back there. Although they say you did blow Frank White's flute 2 or 3 times. Sissy, you should have coupled with me in those far-off days beyond recall. I'm not saying we would have made the wild geese fly, but we would have had fun, that's for sure. I fancied you then, and I fancy you now.
Yeah, do stop it, Will. You're beginning to repeat yourself. You've been on about the wild geese all week.
I know, Reg, but I can't help myself. Talking dirty to Sissy excites me. These days, that's the only thing that does. The truth is, Reg, I think about sex all bloody day and all bloody night. I should be past it, I know, but I'm not. So does that make me peculiar? I can't see a woman without undressing her, imagining myself doing unspeakable things to her. Or the other way around. Even the matron, though, shows how desperate I am. Trouble with Sissy was she was like a little grit and grime in the wings before the big aria at the end. I was too refined for her. And we all know what's good for the voice, don't we, Sissy?
You're disgusting, Will, and I'd like you to stop.
Oh, Reg, I just remembered. I think my quest is over. I think I finally found the question that will elicit from Sissy the answer she gives always when she takes off her earphones. I told you I was working on it, didn't I? Listen. How about it, Sissy? Take me and Reg on right now, on the lawn, legs apart, bloomers abandoned. How about it?
Oh. I'm ready. What's so amusing?
Nothing. What were we listening to?
Oh, us, of course. Rigoletto. We were so lovely. But why did you interrupt me? What's so urgent?
Can't remember.
Oh, thank God somebody else can't remember things.
Now, this is interesting. The question as to whether poetry and music in combination can or cannot exist on the terms of amicable equality will be discussed later in the present chapter. Here, it is sufficient to note that it is an error to employ the term poetical as signifying the fundamental impulse of all art, and that nothing but confusion can result from employing it in such a manner. What do you think?
I wonder who the new arrival is.
What? What? There has to be a new arrival? Nobody said anything. But who?
How should I know who? If I knew who it was, I wouldn't be wondering now, would I?
Oh, why don't they tell us things? Why are they so secretive?
Because it's the only way they can keep control over us. Secrecy nourishes power.
I find it very disagreeable.
I'm certain it's someone grand.
Oh, why do you say that?
Oh, I don't know, just an impression. I felt this way for several days. All that whispering.
Oh, no. I loathe whispering. I always think that they're whispering about me. Sissy Robson.
And then this morning, hurrying us through breakfast.
Don't mention breakfast in my presence!
And then bandying us outside with the matron and El Duce awash in sweat. No, I'm certain it's someone grand.
Why didn't you say something to me? Nobody's mentioned it. Nobody seems to know. Did you know Reggie?
I'm sure Miss Newman's right. The fundamental impulse of all art cannot be poetical.
Don't be so boring, Richie. Instead of reading about Wagner, why don't you read something else like the Kama Sutra?
No, because Reggie's a gentleman, that's why. Which is a lot more than we can say for you. Oh, Reggie, I'm so glad you're back safely from Karachi.
Wagner, I would have liked to them Tristan or Siegfried just once, but they never came my way.
Only bloody foreigners sing Wagner. We're best with the British composers. Donizetti, Rossini, Giuseppe Verdi.
Oh, I read once where they said, if Giuseppe Verdi had been born in England, his name would have been Joe Green. Oh, Joe Green. Oh, I don't think you would have had much of a career named Joe Green, do you? Oh, one isn't filled with awe at the thought of Joe Green's Requiem.
Talking of Verdi, any ideas for the 10th of October?
I think we should do solos.
But a trio would be less demanding, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, of course it would, but what trio? And it would have to be something I know. I don't think I could learn anything new.
We'd better have a proper meeting later.
You and your meetings. Can't we just talk about it?
You know, I find it very disagreeable that they would admit somebody new without consulting us first.
They do it all the time. They're not obliged to consult with us. They run the place, not us.
Yes, Reg is right. We come and go, they go on forever. And when one of us leaves these shores and joins the heavenly choir, someone else takes our room. Lawrence Timms left these shores 3 months ago. We knew he'd be replaced. We even talked about it.
There are always old departures and new arrivals. Profit must be made. No need to fret.
Reggie, I am so glad that you're safely back from Karachi, dear. And did I tell you I received a small check for the Barber of Seville? Well, listen, I'm going to go find out who the new arrival is. I'll be right back.
Why Karachi?
I have no idea.
Has your relatives there?
Her father was in the army. Last week she was welcoming me back from Budley Salterton.
Oh, you do get about. I'm worried about her. She's becoming rather batty these days. But we don't want her sent away.
No, heaven forbid.
Dear Sissy. Still has a face of a child, so innocent. And a smile that could light up the darkest room. Oh, I remember the first time I saw her. All these years ago, I thought she was the sexiest thing I'd ever clapped eyes on. Big and bountiful. I tried, but I had no luck. She was having it off with a scene painter from Bethnal Green. Think she really got a check for the barber?
Probably.
Who was the Figaro?
Dylan Morgan.
Bloody foreigners. Oh, where they reissued our Rigoletto CD. Yes. Could have put our pictures on the cover instead of just our names, though. Still, it looks handsome, but bloody agents. Horton, Bond, Paget, Robson. Makes you feel alive, doesn't it? Of course, I should have had top billing, name, part, and all. But those were the days, weren't they, Reg? I can remember everything now, the production, the recording, everything, as if it were yesterday. I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
I said don't mention breakfast!
The quartet was never better sung.
Have you listened to it?
No, odd that. Don't want to hear myself young again, I suppose. Have you listened?
No. For other reasons.
Oh, God. Sorry, I forgot. I should have realized that. Well, anyway, Reg. Dizzy heights those days, huh? Brit rivals Gobby. Front page, Daily Mail. My photograph, and then the caption. Brit rivals Gobby. Bond, new star? Question mark. I thought the question mark was quite unnecessary, but alas, turned out to be true.
Yes, I remember the fuss.
Well, I was famous for a day. Or was it a week? The fickle finger of fashion. Still, I made a living. That's all I ever wanted. Trouble with me is I have no sensitivity. Not like you, Reg. You're an artist. I'm an artisan.
Your real trouble, Wolf, is you've always sold yourself short. You sometimes have the most amazing insights. I mean that.
Oh, you're a good friend, Reg. It's a very nice thing to say. And one good turn deserves another. I've come up with a title for your autobiography, The Tenor of His Ways. What do you think?
Not bad.
The Tenor of His Ways by Reginald Paget. How far have you got?
I just had my first piano lesson with Mrs. Lieberman.
How old are you?
7.
You know, when you reach puberty, it'll be more interesting. And that reminds me, I had a thought about art.
You see? You're not such a Philistine as you like to pretend.
I wanted to tell you, but I thought I'd forget it, so I wrote it down. I don't know where I put the paper.
No, oddly enough, I wrote an aphorism this morning, also about art. Let me see if I can find it. Now, here it is. The Philistine believes only art which is popular is always good, but art which is good is never popular. That's a cultural watchword of our times. I think that's rather neat, don't you? The Philistine believes only art which is popular is always good, but art which is good is never popular. What do you think? Do you think it's accurate?
Spot on.
I know who it is. I know who it is. I saw her. I saw her.
Sissy!
I saw.
Sissy!
Oh, hello. Oh, I know who it is. I saw her. I saw her. And you're right. Somebody grand, very grand. Oh. But you'll never guess who she is.
Tell us who it is.
No. I saw her, and yes, she's larger than life, and twice as frightening.
Oh, for God's sake, Sissy, who?
Well, you'll never believe this. Oh, damn.
Sissy,
What's her name? No, I heard it a moment ago. Wait. Oh my goodness. Begins with a G. G.
Gee, woman.
Yes.
Let's think.
Famous soprano. Famous
soprano beginning with a G.
Yes.
Gallic Kerchie.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. She's dead, isn't she?
I wouldn't be surprised. Sissy, think.
G begins with a G. Oh, Gilda. Our Gilda.
Gee, ours, Gilda, yes, that's good. I mean, Jean Horton.
Yes, oh, how clever of you. Jean Horton.
Jean Horton. Here.
Yes, Jean Horton.
Good God. Are you all right, old son?
Jean here. Are you sure?
Oh, certainly. Il Duce was showing her around. He was basking in reflected glory. Oh, well, he looked like one of those bull mastiffs who had just been told they weren't going to neuter him after all.
Jean.
Steady, Reg, steady.
How did they do this without informing me? Surely they must have known. It's intolerable.
Oh, did I tell you I received a check for my Rosina in the barber?
It's monstrous.
Oh, no. It wasn't all that big.
After you, didn't she marry Freddie Milton?
Yes, after Freddie Milton, Michael Reese, after Michael Reese.
Oh, and she had that fling with Enrico Cardinale, didn't she? It was in all the papers.
I always thought he was a little light on his feet.
Oh, no, he was a rather clumsy man. Did you know Enrico? I always thought that he looked like one of those umbrellas that had been blown inside out.
It's an outrage. Insensitive and unfeeling. Surely they must have been aware.
Well, perhaps they didn't know. You know what they're like.
They should have consulted me. I shall write to my sister. They can't do this to me. Who do you think they are? I shall leave. I shall find somewhere else. But where would I go? I've no one now. I've no one. Nowhere.
Now, Reg. NSP. You weren't married all that long, were you?
No, not that long.
I always thought she was frigid.
They might have warned me.
Well, perhaps they didn't know.
Well, if it's any consolation, she's aged terribly.
How old can she be now?
Well, she's a little older than me.
So what's that, late 80s?
Oh, stop. No, don't be ridiculous. No, much younger, much. Much younger. Oh, but she looks like 100. Oh, I'll go see what's going on. I'll be right back.
I don't want to talk about it.
Of course not.
And whatever you say or do, don't be sympathetic.
Sympathetic? Me? I don't know the meaning of the word.
I really can do without this at my time of life.
Would you like to be left alone?
I said don't be sympathetic!
I'll go!
No, don't. Don't. And stop that humming, please. It's the most irritating habit. It's really terribly unfair. It's been so calm here, so agreeable. Now, Jean. I've tried to forget the past. I've blotted her out. I don't want any more pain. I've taught myself to live in the present. Now this. It's like waking from an anesthetic to an unfriendly face. That's why I've positively liked getting old. Age helps one forget that which is best forgotten. In some perverse way, I've actually enjoyed the course of nature. Falling away of petty ambitions, the withering of ridiculous pride. And physical decay has seemed natural and inescapable. I think I can say I welcome the inevitable cheerfully. I've lived frugally, I ate simply. Allowed myself, on doctor's orders, 1 glass of red wine a day. Bought the occasional CD and second-hand book. I've repaired my clothes and never wore the same pair of shoes 2 days running. My indulgence has been to buy from time to time my favorite cologne. I scrimped and saved, and for what purpose? So I could afford, without strain and without charity, a decent room of my own in this house, shared by men and women, some of whom have been my colleagues. So to be cared for, and how to enjoy a dignified and tranquil senility. Now she arrives and shatters everything. I don't want to face my failures. It seems so unfair.
But surely a broken marriage doesn't equate with failure, now does it?
In my case, it does.
No. It was just one of those things. Incompatibility. 2 people in the same profession, careers colliding, a decision to live separately made for mutual benefit. And I'm sure she was more to blame than you were, if I know anything about it.
Oh, what do you know about it? You were married to the same woman for 35 years. Not everyone was like you and Melissa.
I've hated it. Growing old. Hated every bloody moment of it. First it's your prostate. And you can get up to pee 3 times a night. And then it's not your prostate, it's piles. And then your teeth start to fall out, your hearing starts to go. Your eyes start to water, and it's cataracts! And you can't remember anyone's name. And you can't remember your own name. The doctor's no bloody bugger. And they say, how about a pacemaker? A bypass? A pig's valve? Lower your blood pressure, watch your cholesterol, stop smoking. And I tell you this, when it comes to sex, it's adios, Speedy Gonzales.
They've discovered a new pill for that, haven't they?
Yes, they have. I asked Dr. Coggin for one. And you know what she said? She said, what do you want it for? I said, what do you think I want it for? She said, I'll give you a pill to calm you down. I said, I don't want a pill to calm me down. I'm calm enough as it is. That's the point. She says, remind me again how old you are. I said, piss off.
Rage against the dying of the light.
Precisely. You're a true poet, Reg. What was that? Rage against the light.
You know, you have the most extraordinary gift of cheering one up.
You know, your ex said almost the exact thing to me about 100 years ago. We were rehearsing Rigoletto, that bloody quartet. You must have been there. Sissy was, I know. She was sitting on a chair crying. Jean was being her usual difficult self. And just for the hell of it, when Jean walked by, it goosed her. She said, "Wilfred, you are vulgar and crude, and you have the intellect of a tsetse fly. But you are a giver of life, and that's a lovely thing. And I'll thank you to never pinch my bum again." I always remember that story. Told it countless times. Were you very unhappy? Well, how long were you married? Look, there's one thing I've always wanted to know. Why did she retire so suddenly?
Yes, after she married Michael Reese. She was at the height of her powers, and she stopped, just like that. She said she wanted to devote herself to being a wife and mother. I don't know the real reason.
You're right, doesn't sound like Jean at all. She's about as motherly as Il Duce.
She always ran away from the truth, Jean. Especially when it was unpleasant. No attempt to deal with it, just run away.
Why don't we run away? Tonight, let's do a bunk. We'll call a cab from the village, Mr. Dunworth. And don't worry about how much it costs. We use our royalties from the Rigoletto CD. And we'll take a Beano, and we'll do ourselves proud as Whitehorse.
Bloody Angelique! She didn't
And
give
we'll
me
go for
marmalade
dinner.
again this morning!
And afterwards we'll retire to the bar, get ourselves all Brahms and Liszt. And then we'll come back here and stand outside Jean's door and sing a duet to the Pearl Fishers. How does that sound?
Wilfred, Reggie, here's Jean in all her glory.
Yes, yes, I know. How are the mighty fallen?
Tactless as ever. They haven't changed a jot.
Well, what did I say? She's, oh, so young and like a little girl. Oh, you'll feel so out of place here. We're so old and decrepit, and you look as you always did, youthful and glowing.
How sweet you both are. Reggie, it's me, Jean.
I know who you are.
Don't be hard on me, Reg, after all these years. I can't bear it.
He's upset because no one warned him you were coming.
I'm not upset.
It's entirely my fault, Reggie. I didn't want any fuss. You know what the media are like. If they'd learned I'd ended up here, they'd gloat. Oh, well, that was clumsy of me.
No, just par for the course.
I'm surprised the media still has an interest in you.
That's very cruel, Reg. I hope you haven't become cruel.
Yes, well, you'd know all about cruelty, wouldn't you?
You were never cruel. You're always kind and gentle. And unassertive.
Unassertive, that's right. Just rake over the ashes.
Well, as a matter of fact, and this will obviously surprise you, I continue to cut a figure. The other night, I was George's guest at Covent Garden. When I entered the box, I received an ovation. So gratifying. Please say something kind to me, Reggie. We shall have to be friends if I'm to live here. If not friends, at least let us be polite to each other. I must sit. I'm on a waiting list for a hip. Oh, Reggie, dearest, please don't make this more difficult than it needs to be. I knew you were resident here and that my presence might cause difficulties.
Oh, difficulties. Difficulties.
I had no alternative, believe me. So let me say what I have to say. I apologize for hurting you. Please be kind to me. We were different people then. There. I've been rehearsing that for the past week. Well, this is like the first day of school or first rehearsal. One wants so much to make a good impression. So tell me all about things here. The director seemed frightfully charming.
We call him Il Duce.
How very amusing, El Duce. Yes, I can see why. Well, I must say, I was dreadfully disappointed to have so many chorus members pointed out to me. I don't know any of them personally, of course, but one or two of them I think I've seen before. And so many orchestral musicians. Well, I had hoped there'd be a great many more, well, what shall we say, virtuosi?
Well, oh, Frank White's here. Oh, but I don't think for much longer. He's so sick and they'll send him away, poor chap. He can hardly breathe, and I don't even think he knows where he is. He keeps to his room and he doesn't allow any visitors, not even me. But, oh, he was such a big star once, and he was so strong and manly. We were friends once, and oh, occasionally he'd let me hold his flute. Golden gleaming it was, and he could make it sound like a choir of angels.
Wasn't Bobby Swanson lurking in a corner?
Indeed it was.
Oh, well, he caught me dead.
Well, Bobby's eyesight isn't what it always was. He was waiting for his cataracts to ripen. Now they say cataracts don't ripen, so it's all microsurgery. Bloody doctors.
Such an intense little man. He looked as though he were spying on foreign power.
Bobby's all right. He's just disappointed, that's all. Why should he be any different from the rest of us? He wanted to conduct. They wouldn't let him. But I think he's a miracle worker.
Yes, someone I once knew, Enrico Cardinale, you might remember him. He swore by Bobby. Well, I forget what they did together, but Enrico needed a lot of help, in more ways than one. And of course, I always thought that he and Bobby...
Oh, and everyone has their own place in which they gravitate to. This is ours, this music room. And over here, we have the terrace with all the flowers, and it's lovely here. In the music room, when I first arrived, they had some horrible still life paintings hanging on all the walls. You know, dead fish, dead birds, and dead artichokes. They allowed me to redecorate.
Well, yes, I can see. I never thought style your strong point.
Well, and we like to call ourselves a rather exclusive club.
Yes, the elite. That's where we are, the elite.
And when I say that you're very welcome to join us, I am sure I speak for everyone here.
You don't speak for me.
You must remember our motto, Gene. NSP, no self-pity. And there are two questions you must never ask. How are you? And what are your plans for today? That's all you have to remember.
Well, I must say I had the most lovely welcome. Walking through the dining room, everyone seemed to recognize me. There was even a light patter of hands. So touching. Rather like the other evening, as George's guest, when I entered the box. I received a standing ovation. Wasn't that something?
Yes, of course. Oh, once in New York, I received a standing ovation.
The thing to get in New York is a sitting down ovation.
And isn't the garden here a joy? Oh, I do love Nigerian digitalis. Oh, the roses. Oh.
You should have seen it last month. Polyanthus and forget-me-nots. Oh, I don't expect you to get that in Karachi, though.
Well, thank heavens for this breeze. I feel the heat. And yet there's nothing to me. Well, it must be ghastly for you, sissy, carrying all that weight. And I used to love lying in the sun for hours and hours on end.
Oh, and beyond the Copper Beach, there's the Bluebells Woods, where we're allowed to go walking, but not unaccompanied, and we must get a beeper from the matron. Oh, the bluebells were exceptionally glorious this year, but I'm afraid they're finished now.
Like us.
Oh no, June, you mustn't say that. We're so fortunate to be here, all in one piece. I mean, nearly all in one piece. But that doesn't mean we don't get depressed from time to time, because of course we do. With all the secrecy and the whispering, and people being taken away when they get too sick or they go doolally, of course we get depressed. You can't help it, but there's so much fun here. There's so much to cheer one up. We have, new people coming, new friends, old friends, so all sorts of interests. We have fitness classes, and we have OT, no, that's occupational therapy. And we also have lectures of all sorts. Oh, such fun. And for a person like me who never married, never had children, and my nearest and dearest are long departed, it's been a godsend, a blessing. It's like a fairground ablaze with little fairy lights. Oh, and the people here are so interesting and so surprising. Well, there's a man here. He's a dramatic tenor. His name is gone, but you really should meet him. Oh, he's so wonderful. He sang Othello somewhere or another, with the Desdemona, and you will not believe from where. Ghana! I mean, what it did to the plot, he never did explain.
And there's a brutish-looking gardener, isn't there? Answers to the name of Nobby. Always works shirtless, muscles rippling, awash in sweat.
I love the smell of male sweat.
So we've heard.
I could sit and watch him work for hours.
Careful, sis, you can blow a fuse on your pacemaker.
Frank White smelled of honey.
You know, Gina, I'm very surprised to see you here. Last I heard, you were living it up at Eaton Square.
Oh, did they show you the pool? Oh, they keep it at nearly 80 degrees, and I go swimming every morning.
And I watch her. That's the only exercise I take.
Reggie, please say something kind to me. I was so looking forward to seeing you again, truly. We don't have to talk about the past. What was. Let's just be friends, now and forever. Well, I do hope our fellow residents don't go on and on about the past successes, or failures, as the case may be. Oh, I do find that tiresome, don't you? But it's a sign of old age, I'm afraid. That and repeating oneself. My late husband did it all the time.
Which late husband?
Nigel Harris.
Now, was he your fourth or your fifth?
What's the food like?
Oh, perfect. If you like gray roast lamb and lumpy custard, sometimes served together.
Who was Nigel Harris?
How long have you all been here?
Just under a year, maybe.
Oh, 9 months.
And Reg is the new boy. You've served, what, 6 months of your sentence, Reg, I think?
I was sorry to hear about your wife, Belinda. What's her name, Belinda?
Oh, her name was Melissa. And she was very loving, tolerant, understanding. They were married for 35 years.
Cut it out, Reg. Cut it out. There's a good shot.
And what's all this I hear about the 10th of October? The director said he was sure the committee... Did he say committee? Well, he was sure that they'd expect me to do something, some sort of concert, I gathered. But what's so special about the 10th of October, he didn't say.
Birthday gala.
Whose birthday?
Oh, Joe Green.
I don't believe I know who that is.
Oh, no, please let me explain. There's a committee, a gala committee, and Cedric Livingstone runs it, and I'm a member. They co-opted me the week after I arrived. They wanted somebody very lively. And Reggie really should be in the chair. And we all wanted to elect him, but no, Cedric clings to office. Oh, but it's so much fun. We have meetings, and we have apologies, minutes, new minutes, old minutes, and any other business. Oh, and yes, every year we plan the gala, and that's for Joe Green's birthday, Giuseppe Verdi. Do you get the joke, Jean?
Yes, of course.
And it's on the 10th of October, and we celebrate. We also celebrate Tommy Beecham's birthday. And, no, maybe it's his dad. Is it his dad? I'm not quite sure. But Ben Britton's birthday, and we also have a look at Mozart. Oh, it's such fun. We all feel so important. And it gives us something to do. And everyone is expected to do something. Oh, this year, everybody wants Reginald to sing La Donna Mobile. Don't they, Reggie?
I fell in love with Reggie when I first heard him sing that.
And Anne Langley is to do a star spot this year. She's going to perform her Violetta.
Anne Langley? Here. Well, I thought they'd committed her.
They will when they hear her Violetta.
Is she still so lumpy?
Oh, well, we were all built differently then.
I wasn't. And I thought that Anne Langley's upper register sounded like a screech owl in labor. Reggie, won't you come for a walk and show me the garden?
No, leave me in peace, Jean! For Christ's sake, leave me in peace! Oh, I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. I was always taught that the definition of a gentleman was someone who was never unintentionally rude. That remark just slipped out. It was unworthy.
I've had such a difficult time. I'm here on charity.
So am I. So is Sissy. So are most of the inmates. There's no shame in charity as long as you're undeserving.
I'm not on charity. I pay my own way.
NSP, Reg. NSP.
The same cologne. 4711. I didn't know you could still buy it. Oh God, this takes me back. It takes me back to you, Reggie. Smells are to me what Madeleine's were to Proust.
Excuse me, Madeleine who?
Smells and music, of course.
Sissy! Nobby! He's heading to the herb garden!
Oh!
He's taking his shirt off!
Where? I can't see him.
I think he's gone behind the copper beech.
Oh!
I think I'll just go see if the latest issue of Erotica has arrived.
I can't ever remember you crying.
My mother taught me never to let others see that I was hurt. Oh, Reggie, we have to come to some sort of arrangement.
Your mother knew all about hiding her feelings. It was easy for her. She didn't have any. When I first met her, I thought she never smiled because she had bad teeth. But I was wrong. They revealed themselves when she ate. They were gleaming fangs. You know, she never smiled because nothing amused her. Not even you leaving me. She must be dead by now, surely.
Yes, she died 10 years ago. No, 11. Please don't be unkind about her.
I liked your father. And when he heard you had left me, he telephoned and said, "Oh, so sorry, old chap. But count your blessings, I'm married to her mother." He's gone too, I suppose?
Oh yes, he died before Mummy. They were both so proud of me. Not a day passes when I don't think of them. I liked your parents, but they didn't approve of me.
No.
Mummy also ended up in a home. In a home. Such a mournful sound, hove. I vowed I'd never end up the same way, but here I am. Well, Reggie, we both have to live here. What are we going to do?
Press the cliche button and say, make the best of it. What else can we do?
I apologize for hurting you. Please be kind to me. We were different people then. There, I've been rehearsing that for the past week.
You said it before, you're repeating yourself.
Oh, am I? Oh, God.
Do stop me if I do it again. But I mean it nevertheless.
Mean what?
That I'm truly, truly sorry for hurting you so much. I suffered terrible remorse, you know. But I was young and impetuous, and I was so shocked. What I did was unforgivable.
Oh, stop it, Jean, stop it at once. I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to think about it, I don't want to remember. When Sissy first announced you were here, I acted rather too sharply. And even more sharply when I first saw you. The depth of my emotions took me by surprise. But I'm over it now. I'm too old to relive ancient history. I can't be bothered anymore. Too tiring. And totally pointless. You're here, I'm here, trapped. That's all there is to it.
I knew our marriage was going to be a disaster the moment Daddy led me down the aisle.
Did you?
Yes, when I saw the priest. He had sunken cheeks and dark circles under his eyes. He had the haunted look of a child molester. It was a bad omen. Poor Reggie.
And don't say that again either!
And now we are old.
Yes. Now we are old.
How do you pass your time here?
I listen to music, I read, I enjoy the company of my friends. I don't want to become institutionalized, so I try not to watch too much television. I'm writing my autobiography.
Oh.
When I want to tire myself, I think about art. When I want to exhaust myself, I think about life. But art is my chief preoccupation. Its meaning, its significance, its ability to educate and enthrall, to inspire, to civilize. Bitch! See her! There she goes! Angelique, the wardress dressed in white, by the box edge. She calls herself a nurse. Bitch! Cow! Fat ass twat! She won't give me marmalade at breakfast. She gives everyone else marmalade except me. She gives me apricot jam, and I hate apricot jam. She does it deliberately. Bitch! Cow! Art is the medicine. But what is in spring? Ernest Newman's right. I have come to the conclusion that the true fountain of art is life itself. Life with all its diversity, beauty, ugliness. It's too pompous, pretentious, effective. It's so hard to define.
Do you listen to your old recordings?
Not if you're on them, Adair.
Well, I listen to myself a lot.
Yes, I would have guessed that.
They've reissued our Rigoletto.
They want me to sing La Donna Immobile at Bertie's birthday gala.
Yes, Sissy said.
La Donna Immobile, qual più mal vento. Which means, of course, that women are as fickle as a feather in the wind. And the image I shall always keep in my mind will be of you, as Gilda. And it will be a great success.
Did you hear me when I said I fell in love with you when I first heard you sing that?
I took 12 curtain calls.
Oh, you took 9. I took 12. Rather like the other evening at Covent Garden. When I entered George's box,
You're repeating yourself.
Oh, am I?
Yes,
Oh.
more than once. But what's it matter? In opera, we repeat ourselves all the time. All the time. Repeat ourselves, all the time, all the time.
Oh, the trouble with me was that I never ever thought of the future. I lived one day to the next without a care. I sang, I traveled, I spent my money and my husband's money. When I married Nigel Harris, I
What
was
did he do?
rag trade, a widower and a great lover of the opera. He used to be at all the parties. It's a banal little story. I was always hopeless with money. I was told he was very rich. He courted me. I encouraged him shamelessly. We were married. He had a flat in Eaton Square. He was a delightful companion. One evening, just before Christmas, we were dressing to go out to dinner. He complained of indigestion. I went into the bathroom to fetch medicine, and when I returned, he was lying on the floor. His lawyer came to see me. The flat was rented. Nigel wasn't nearly as rich as I'd been led to believe. I didn't want to come here, believe me, but I had no alternative.
What about your children? Didn't you and Michael Reese have children?
Oh yes, Christopher and Emma. They're darlings. You'll meet them. They promised to visit.
Can't they help?
Oh, not really. Christopher's a vicar.
Vicar, oh really?
Oh, yes. And plays the guitar, C.V. and Lowestoft. He got the call when I ran off with Enrico Cardinale. You do remember Enrico?
Yes, a bass.
Oh, yes. Bass by voice and bass by nature. Oh, I'm such a bad picker of men.
Oh, thank you.
Well, and Emma's married to a school teacher, so they're poor as church mice. And both of them have children of their own. I have 6 grandchildren,
And here you are.
yes, on charity. Me on charity. I have nothing, Reggie, nothing. My clothes, a few jewels, and a hip that gives me hell. Why do we have to grow old?
That's a very silly question. Why did you retire so suddenly?
Oh, great excitement, great excitement, great excitement, great excitement. Oh, good, there you are. I have to tell you something very important. Oh, oh, wait. Where's Wilfred? I must go get him.
She's become very eccentric.
No, just the same as she always was, only more so.
She said something to me I thought very wrong. About Karachi.
Yeah, she's begun to think people are always coming back from somewhere. We've got to keep a watchful eye. We don't want her sent away. They do that, you see, if we become terminally wayward.
There you are. Sissy was looking for you. I told her you were here.
And she told us she was looking for you.
Did she? She was in a state of great excitement. Perhaps Nobby exposed himself to her. If not, then I think she's punched her ticket to Karachi. Have you and Jean made your peace?
Oh, not exactly a peace. A truce, perhaps? Negotiations are continuing?
Remind me now, how long were you married?
Wait, another. Oh, good. There you are. You know, I thought you were all avoiding me. Now, I have some very important news to tell you. Oh, damn. I had it a minute ago. Wait. I think it's some sort of proposal.
Nobby asked you to marry him.
No. I was looking for him, and then someone came up to me and started to say something. But who? Wearing chiffon.
Wearing chiffon. Must have been Cedric.
Oh, good. You're right. It was Cedric. It was. But what did he say?
Hands off, Sissy. Nobby's mine.
No, that wasn't it. I couldn't find Nobby.
Cedric Livingstone, you must remember him. He's not as handsome as Eugene, but he's twice as ladylike.
Vaguely.
Anyway, contratenor, or in his case, I suppose we should say, castrato! But he's over 90 now, he's head of the gala committee, and he practically runs this place. If he were in prison, he'd be a drug baron. But here, he's a drag baron.
The old ones are the best, eh, Will?
What are the new inmates for except to tell them the old jokes?
Oh, please don't call me an inmate.
Oh, yes, it's a committee. Oh, yes. Cedric's the chairman. And he, oh, no. I mustn't say chairman. Oh, he gets terribly cross with me if I call him a chairman. Oh.
Because he hasn't come out. He didn't want his parents to know about his sexual proclivities. I said, but surely they must be dead by now. He said, they are, but nevertheless.
He's a spiritualist. He believes the dead don't die, they simply go into the next room.
Well, you can tell him for me. I've looked into the next room. There's never anyone there.
No, what did he tell me? It was very important. He just told me a moment ago, and he said that we were... Oh, yes. Oh, very exciting, very important news, very important. Cedric wants us to sing the quartet from Rigoletto at Verne's birthday gala.
Oh, what a damn fool idea.
But no, Jean, it's such a great honor.
A great honor. The four of us, average age 198, singing the quartet from Rigoletto is not an honor, Sissy, it's insanity.
But everyone must do something for the gala.
Why?
What? Well, because we have to, that's why. I mean, I was just listening to Rigoletto this morning, and we were so lovely. That's why they reissued us.
Oh, I wish they would.
But what will I tell Cedric?
Never to wear chiffon at night.
No, about the gala.
She's on a knife's edge, Jean. I think she's headed for a breakdown.
Jean, a breakdown? Oh, pull the other one.
I'd love to pull them both, Sissy. You're only offering one, I'll settle for that.
I think the quartet is a very good idea.
Not for three, it isn't.
Well, maybe we could persuade her. On the committee, we're always trying to persuade each other.
To do what?
I never thought I'd feel sorry for Jean, but she touched my heart a moment ago, and I resent it.
Forgive and forget, Reg.
I may forgive, I shall never forget. Though God knows I try.
This is not a retirement home, it's a madhouse.
Oh, Oh, welcome back from Karachi, Jim.
Oh, I thought I went alone.
I've just been surrounded by toothless crones, all saying how excited they are at the thought of seeing me as Gilda. And then some creature, I suppose it was Cedric Livingstone, came up to me, and I imagined it was him because he was wearing what looked like a sari. And he said,
The quartet will be the finale.
Oh, that's lovely. That's the star spot.
And Langley will be put out.
to grass, one hopes. I want it understood here and now that I consider the whole notion totally outlandish, and Sissy, please make that known to Cedric Livingstone, Bobby Swanson, Anne Langley, and all the other residents of this asylum, and please do so immediately. Oh God, why did I ever come?
Gee, don't be hasty, I beg you. Let's just talk about it. That's all I ask.
I'm ready. You're so funny.
Should we all pay attention?
Well, I'm not doing it, so there's no point in going on.
But did I tell you I received a check for my Barber of Seville, but they haven't sent me a copy of the CD yet, and I've asked them. They're such a beast, and I wrote to...
Shall I make a little agenda?
Can't we just talk about it informally?
I like things to be structured. Now then, the gala will take place on the 10th of October, which happens to be a Sunday.
Oh, good.
That gives us approximately 15 weeks.
Now, the whole idea is totally outlandish. Do you want to make a laughing stock of ourselves? Why, the whole idea is too depressing, and I don't want to be more depressed than I already am.
Oh, no, Jean, no, please. It'll be such fun, I promise you.
It will not be fun. Nothing's fun anymore. Everything's poison.
Now the first question is, do we accept in principle the committee's invitation?
The committee? The committee? Well, most of them were probably in the chorus when I made my debut as Violetta, and they were still there at my last performance.
Not Anne Langley. She was a very fine Violetta.
Oh, please don't talk such rubbish. Violetta is supposed to be dying of tuberculosis. Anne Langley looked as though she was singing for Falstaff.
Well, in those days, we were built differently.
I am not interested in those days.
Well, if we do decide to sing, we'll need a repetiteur, of course.
Bobby Swanson can do it. He's still a pretty good pianist. He'd be an enormous help, and I'm sure he could manage it.
Well, I think it would be such a great occasion, Jean, for all of us, for the first time in goodness knows how long, to sing together.
And it's your arrival, Jean, that's made it possible.
Oh, please, let's start rehearsing now, today, immediately.
No, I refuse. I am not going to sing Gilda or anything else. Please listen to what I have to say.
We're listening.
No, I can't. I don't know how to explain.
Well, try. We have all the time in the world.
I'm in a state of shock. This is my first day.
Wish it was your last.
No, don't interrupt, I'm talking. Now, I think you all will admit that my voice was much admired. I have a memory of that voice. I remember what it was like to soar effortlessly. Yes, effortlessly, as though the gift I'd been given was going to...
Ooh!
Lunch!
Oh, it's a